What's up everybody? Josh, starteringgutterbusiness.com. Today we're going to show you some tricks that I've learned in the past for a gutter install on a standing seam roof. So these things can be a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing. This will reduce callbacks and just get that install done right the first time. So let's get going. So the first thing I like to do, so this is a really low pitched roof. It's a 112 and that's the perfect situation for standing seam roofing, but what that does for gutters is that water's coming off this really slow, and so it gives it the opportunity to curl around this edge and then flow like backwards up in all this stuff. So you can see all these water stains on the fascia. That's one of the first signs I look for to tell me how much work I need to do in getting that gutter up behind kind of how far up under that drip edge. So this particular one, with this being so low pitched, I need to get it up there quite a ways, like at least halfway, I would say. So it doesn't work just to butt it up underneath that little broken lip there, because that water still will whip around and get behind the gutter. And we'll show you in another spot in the video, but this particular one, I can tell that the water's been going under this and then also under this fascia material. So it's getting under that and then water's draining out the bottom of the fascia. So those are a couple things I seen when I got here, and tells me I need to put a lot of extra effort into getting that gutter sealed up really tight and high under the drip edge. You can see up here right under the lip of the fascia, the metal fascia, water at some point was getting back behind that fascia and then kind of holding it, making that into like a little water trough, and then soaking up the wood, staining that wood. So that happened before our gutter was installed. So that is one thing to look for, to know how to hang your gutter and how far up there or sealed or whatever you need to do. Is if you have problems like that, it means you better pay attention to how you're hanging the gutter under that drip edge. So then on the end of this, since we're getting this gutter up so high with a gable capping like this, I like to just run the gutter flush with the fascia, basically butt it into this gable cap. And that means that this drip edge needs to be modified to get the gutter up high. So if you mount it down lower, it works fine, but when you're trying to get it up in there 1 or 2 inches, you need some room in here for that end cap to slide up in. So what I like to do is just take the end of the drip edge, bend a triangle into it, and that kind of funnels that water from the drip edge into the gutter. So another way to do it is just snip the drip edge and then bend the gutter part of it out and set the gutter on top of that last inch of drip edge. So this house is up on a mountain in Montana. So one thing that we're adding with this gutter package is we call it the polar package. So normally you put hangers every 20 to 24 inches. And we're doing them every foot here. And then we're using a little beefier screw too. It's a 2-inch ceramic screw with a rubber washer. This helps everything hold up a little better, especially with, you know, steel and metal fascia and roofing. This rubber washer helps kind of seal everything up a lot better. And then also, since this is going so far under the drip edge, these hangers will catch and not let me put that gutter up very far. So what I have to do is tack the gutter in place and then put the hangers in afterwards. So the easiest way I found to do that is to just go ahead and place all the hangers in the bottom of the gutter. Then I can go up, just tack a screw through the back of the gutter, and then grab the hangers and put them in as I go. So when the gutter has to go way up under the drip edge, it's the easiest way to do it. So what I'm gonna do here before I get these tacked off is throw a couple in here. And I like to come a little ways away from the end cap so it has a little more flex. And just pop each hanger in and then line them out. You have to be really careful not to dent the gutter doing this. So once you get a few in, you can kind of start at the end and try to try to keep ahead of yourself with hangers so that gutter face is really flexible still. Okay, so there it is, one in. So what I'm doing here is basically getting that gutter sandwich in between the drip edge and then putting my hanger on top, and that pinches that drip edge back to the gutter and seals everything up. So it doesn't allow water to go straight back up that, as long as you got high enough. There you have it. Best way that I found to hang a gutter on it with a standing seam roof. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.